touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Make sure you get everything like you want it. Touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, race fans. We are coming at you live here from Iowa Speedway. And it's a first for these Sylvania Cup guys getting out here on Iowa. Some untreaded territory for everyone involved here tonight. So, none other than the glorious Al Bunch starting on the front row here. And Nate Newman, the hot rookie talent, starting right alongside of him. Then you've got Atlee Weiss, defending champion, in third alongside Eli the Wolf, John Roman and Chaz Chadwick, Adam Gerber-Forian and Ewan Whatarmy, Braden Varga and Lynn Farrell, Tyler Aspinall and Kellen Relic, Brian DeBlank and Monty Shangle. The number 90 is Tom Cording yet again here alongside Tristan Reams, Tyler Shangle and Chris Harvey, Andre Stefan and Dalton Scott, Kara Shangle and Jacob Shangle, Tim Cording and Tayden Berggren, Lucas Holmes and Jack Ross, Trevor Walker and Bella Fawn, Roach, Cam Jordan. Then you've got James Reddick, Guido Piano, Alan Taylor, Liz Shangle, Tyler Landa, Daniel Paulus Jr., and Louis Trost rounding out the field. 350 laps here tonight. It's going to be a good one.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Does anyone have anything for Mr. Al Bunch at the front of the field? And also, could we maybe see a return of dominance from Eli the Wolf, who put in a solid campaign just last month at the Coke 600 and ended up getting bitten before he could close out the deal, but looking like he's got a good start here tonight. Well, it seems I cannot disable the music no matter how much I try, so we've got music all night. I wonder if that's going to give YouTube fits with it having to check to make sure none of its non-copyrighted music is not copyrighted. But I guess we got some tunes to jam out to tonight, which ain't a bad deal. Don't expect it to be the new normal. It's just my technology deciding to not cooperate with me. What I could do... That's why there's an update. That's why it's freaking out. Great, now it's updating in the background. Well, in the meantime, let's watch a race, because that's all what we tuned in for. There we go. Now we're back to normal here, folks. 350 laps tonight, and 6 laps in the books, all going to Al Bunch at the moment. At the very back of the field, you've got Daniel Paulus Jr., Cam Jordan, Jack Ross, looks like Kara Shangle. No, it's a different white car. Guido Piano, Tom Cording, Roach, Bellafon. And it seems like this might be our best camera angle here tonight, is the spectator cam. As you can see, a whole bunch of pixelated spectators in the field here tonight. Wow, from the front row, Nate Newman has dropped all the way back to 12th here. Braden Varga in 10th, not bad. Dalton Scott just a couple spots ahead there in 8th. Impressively, Tristan Reams starting to find his rhythm here as of late in 2024. Putting together some great runs here and looking solid. So you haven't missed too much so far. It's been Al Bunch out front leading all the laps here tonight. Fastest lap belonging to Eli the Wolf with a 21.938. Al Bunch had a 21.958. It's a long race here tonight, though. 350 laps. There is a lot that could transpire. So just settle in. This is going to be a gritty battle here tonight of survival, I would imagine. 350 laps could be grueling on this small, short track. The lead at the front starting to get a little bit interesting here as Atlee Weiss starting to close that gap down on Al Bunch. You can kind of see he's running a comparably different line to what Al Bunch is running. He'll stay higher going into the turns, I think, before dipping below that bottom groove. Especially on this run, you can see he's already a whole line higher than Al Bunch there. Seems like he's carrying more speed on the front stretch to try and close the gap. Even there, he went a little bit lower on the back stretch. Seems to be working for him. Down to a half-second deficit. These two really have been the class of the show this year, with almost half the wins between these two have come to them in 2024. Brake failure out of the 69 of Adam Gerber-Forian. So mechanical failure striking that 69 car. They might be able to get that fixed. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see if they continue on. Looks like there has been a little bit of passing here in the top 10. Especially a move there by Dalton Scott on John Roman. That's going to allow Chaz Chadwick to move through. And maybe even Braden Varga to make a pass. I do believe Vargo was running about 10th at one point, and now he's all the way up to 7th, it looks like. Make that 6th. Dalton Scott in that 05 running in 4th. Kellen Relic dropping a little bit here. Looks like Nate Newman has kind of stabilized and might be moving a little bit more towards the front. Tim Cording getting shuffled around here. Well, now Al Bunch catching up to lap traffic here, the 99 of Daniel Paulus Jr. This should help Atlee Weiss start to close that gap back up, which has now grown to 3 seconds plus. Atlee under attack here by Eli the Wolf. Or at least in a couple laps, he could be under attack here by Eli the Wolf. But now we're going to have to see how Al Bunch fares dealing with lap traffic here tonight. Al Bunch goes high, which could be a mistake here. Now, here we go. We have a battle starting to brew here for second as Atlee Weiss needs to hold off the 94 of Eli the Wolf. We'll keep our cameras on this duo here to see what comes of it. This actually is pretty impressive seeing Eli come out into this Cup Series and run as strong as he has. Last two starts that he has made. Almost won that Coke 600 if it hadn't been for a lap car wrecking him out of the lead. And here tonight with a top 3 run early in this one. Who knows what could transpire here tonight. It's crazy, the tires have wore off pretty brutally here. 4 seconds slower on the lap times. See, I give Iowa credit for having such a huge fall off on tires. Makes for some interesting... Uh-oh, the 18 of Chadwick looks like he got in a bit of a scuffle. We'll have to see where that scuffle came from. You can see Braden Varga there behind him. Must have been Dalton Scott. Oh, maybe the 69 here of Adam Gerber-Forian. Lap down car giving him a little bit of trouble, maybe. 69 goes, cuts low here. He's gonna... Wow, that wasn't much for contact. I don't know how that left that much damage on the side of that car, but it definitely left a mark. Bam! 69 just kind of clipped him there. Nothing too big. Braden Varga in 6th. Tristan Reams 7th. Kellen Relic 8th. Jacob Shangle 9th. And Nate Newman now up into the top 10. Well, so far Al Bunch doing the dominant job that he almost always does this season so far. Leading every lap of the 89 laps ran so far. We still have 261 laps to go. Pit stops likely to be happening before you know it. So we'll see how things shake up once they all start pitting. As you see a taker down pit road already, the 28 of Alan Taylor. Alrighty, Al Bunch now making his first pit stop of the race. Has led every lap so far. Currently in second is Eli the Wolf, and third place, Atlee Weiss. Looks like Atlee's going to stay out, as well as Eli the Wolf. So Eli the Wolf credited with leading laps right now, as he stays out, as well as Atlee Weiss. Both of them pitting here on lap 94. So that would put them all the way to lap 188. And then lap 282 if we stay green the entire time. We'll see how this pans out as they have pitted one lap later than Al Bunch here today. Ooh, we've got a blown engine and a caution here. The 28 of Alan Taylor. Oh my goodness. How in the world do we get another misfortunate hiccup here from the 81 of Al Bunch? Coming into the wreckage here, he doesn't have any time. Holy cow, man. How unfortunate. Man, it's just getting crazy. Every time that the 81 has a win, looks like a win in his banks, something goes wrong and takes him out of contention. So we'll see exactly what transpired here. Looks like Jack Ross ended up flipping over. Ooh. Coming off pit road, Jack Ross, and going onto pit road, the 29 of Lewis Trost. Nate Newman comes in there like a cannonball. And Al Bunch, the guy that's led all the laps here today so far, already out of this one here on lap 95. The guy would be a 7-time winner this year if he has been able to avoid the big wrecks that happen in this Sylvania Cup Series. He's got to at least leave here tonight knowing that he's got the car to win a championship. I mean, the wins are going to come and the wins are going to go. And eventually, all this bad luck is going to wash away, and it's going to equate to something even bigger than winning a race here and a race there. But 95 laps into this one, he had led 90 of the 95 laps so far. And, man, just wrong place, wrong time. There's nothing else he could have done. His rookie contender right there, Nate Newman, out of the race as well. So at least points battle-wise, he's going to be able to hold serve against Nate Newman here today. But that gives us a complete shakeup on what was looking to be a walk-away win. Now give the lead to Dalton Scott, Atlee Weiss, Braden Varga, Tim Cording, Chris Harvey. Adam Gerber-Forian has found himself back on the lead lap. He was 2 laps down after a brake failure earlier in this race. So the way that the caution fell, he was able to race around and get his lap back. Just a bizarre turn of events here tonight. Those Audis looking strong as you've got 3 Audis in the top 4. Atlee Weiss with a solid jump there. Looks like he's going to have to be battling Dalton Scott. Dalton gets the lead with a good push from his Audi teammate, Braden Varga there. So, we get to hit the reset button of sorts here, right about 1/3 of the way through the race. And thanks for those of you just now tuning in. We've got a completely topsy-turvy race here already, and we're not even to lap 100 yet. So. Crazy to think that the great equalizer in this series is attrition. Al Bunch has been hands down the most dominant driver this year, but the storyline keeps developing as he finds himself in the most unfortunate, unlucky situations this year. I have not seen a driver lead so many laps and face the consequences of an ugly wreck than we've seen this year out of Al Bunch. It's just a very unexplainable phenomena, and yet again, just like Dover, it seems like his Achilles heel might very well be short track racing. We've seen it at Dover, where he should have won. He led so many of the opening laps at Dover this season. Look back even other than Dover, North Wilkesboro. Same scenario. He led quite a few laps. He led 111 laps at North Wilkesboro and found himself in 18th, just barely finishing the race 93 laps down. Tonight, however, his day is unfortunately done, as he's going to get credited with a 33rd place finish. The rest of the people out of the race, you have Jack Ross, 37th, Nate Newman in 36th, Lynn Farrell in 35th, Alan Taylor, 34th, Al Bunch, and Kara Shangle are your retirements early on in this one. So 15 cars on the lead lap after that unfortunate ordeal under green flag pit stops. It looks like we might have a battle brewing yet again between Eli the Wolf and Atlee Weiss. We had seen these two duking it out for second earlier. Just turns out now that this is for the overall lead. Mad kudos there to Chris Harvey for cracking up into the top three. Could be a great night for Harvey there. Got by the 05 of Dalton Scott. And Tyler Landa running in 5th. As Braden Varga kind of settling in and learning the ropes right now in that number 9 Audi. It's crazy that we went 95 laps without a caution. And then the first caution of the race knocks out our dominant drivers. So always got to keep it interesting here in the Sylvania Cup Series. That's one of the things that keeps us coming back for more. You never know what's going to happen. That's why you can't make these races a short sprint. You got to give them that endurance run and let them race it out for the entire event. Because stuff like that, if this race was over by lap 100, you never know what a second round of pit stops could do. This battle staying tight at the front of the field. One thing for sure that we saw, the longer they go, the harder it gets for them to drive these cars. The fall off is immense here at Iowa. Track is like a cheese grater. They fell off nearly 4 seconds slower than their fastest lap. Whoa, here we go. This could get interesting as Eli putting a battle here to the 19 of Atlee Weiss, our defending champ in the series, having to duke it out with a rookie that's only made a handful of starts here. This is going to be Eli the Wolf's 3rd start. His 2nd start was a near win. And who knows how this could pan out here tonight. Duking out for the overall lead here on lap 118. Harvey sitting pretty solidly in 3rd there, as you've got Dalton Scott, Tyler Landa, Kellen Relic, and Braden Varga. Tim Cording. Cam Jordan, unfortunately, 1 lap down in 16th. Lucas Holmes running 9th. And Guido Piano rounding out your top 10. There we've got Tyler Landa working his way up to 4th. Well, holy cow, the 12 of Chris Harvey has joined the party at the front of the field here. This could get very interesting with the absence of Al Bunch in the field. Harvey, Eli the Wolf, Atlee Weiss, this could get interesting. Eli the Wolf really hounding that 19 car right up on the back bumper of Weiss with authority. Yeah, this 2024 season has had a lot of storybook moments so far. I mean, even Eli the Wolf knows the pain and agony that Al Bunch felt here tonight. Eli the Wolf had that cup race snatched away from him at Charlotte for the Coke 600, one of the longest races we host here on the server. And, you know, to one's bitter end to one's sweet end here with the 94 fighting for redemption tonight. Unfortunately, the 81 of Al Bunch stewing in misfortune on the other end. We've got a solid 3-car battle here. These three, you could throw a blanket over them. Atlee Weiss knows all too well. Once Al Bunch gets knocked out, seems like he kicks it into another gear. He's had 2 wins this season on the 81's misfortune. And this has got to be some bragging rights here tonight, especially as Atlee Weiss wheeling that Toyota Supra at the front of the field. He still has an opportunity to beat a Jaguar, even if it's not Al Bunch. 94 of Eli the Wolf, basically running similar, if not same equipment as Al Bunch. So it should go to show that that 94 car is a competitor for wins. But now they've got Chris Harvey in the mix here. As you got a 3-car battle. Looking further back, you got 4th place Tyler Landa, 5th place Tim Cording, Cam Jordan lap down, not in position there. 6th place Kellen Relic, 7th place Tyler Shangle, 8th place Lucas Holmes, 9th place Dalton Scott, and then Braden Varga in 10th. 11th Adam Gerberian, 12th place Ewan What Army, 13th Guido Piano, 14th Chaz Chadwick, and 15th Lewis Trost, the last car on the lead lap. Even with the bunched up rear end, it seems like Lewis Trost still running competitive laps here to stay on that lead lap. Gonna go quite a ways back here to find our leaders, so they aren't gonna catch lap traffic anytime soon. As we're on lap 138 here. So if you're just now tuning in, we're right at about maybe the 2/5 way of the race, not quite halfway. Al Bunch led majority of the opening stint here today before green flag pit stops happened on lap 90. And on the exit of green flag pit stops, as everyone else was getting sorted, a wreck happened in turns 3 and 4. Al Bunch not with much else that he could do. The wreck happened in front of him, not giving him any time to slow down and avoid it. He ended up getting collected in someone else's mayhem here tonight at Iowa. And another short track bites him in the butt here today. That makes now North Wilkesboro, where Al Bunch led a bunch of laps and got denied the win. That makes Dover, which still technically counts as a short track. I'll give it the short track status, even though it's 1 mile, where he was leading and got in a wreck from the lead there. And now add Iowa. So, I mean, maybe 3 times the charm. Hopefully that's it. And maybe he's going to start marking the short tracks on his calendar as the tracks that he needs to study a little bit closely. Since that first caution, fastest lap has now gone to Atlee Weiss. We'd seen that fastest lap go to, I want to say, Eli the Wolf. Yeah, it was Eli the Wolf prior to that. So you really do have your 2 fastest cars right here on track fighting for the win. Eli keeps hunting for an opening there. He has not found the opening quite yet. But he is hungry for a win. now Tim Courting joining the fold at the front as he gets by Chris Harvey. Tim Courting clearly on the recovery tour here after being reinstated into the Sylvania Cup Series. Go ahead and throw Audi in the mix as you've got Toyota leading over Jaguar and an Audi with a Honda in the background. Looks like Eli has a little bit of a charge here going along, but the 50 takes the advantage on the inside there. Takes second place away from Eli the Wolf. Almost looks like that might have been by design. The 50 of Tim Courting pushing that 94 with a good push and running down low. Kind of smoking the mirrors for that 94. Now let's see if he can pull that same move on Atlee, or maybe Eli has learned a trick here as he watched the 50 pull that off. I must say, I cannot script this. That's what is the most fun about this series. It just keeps throwing us a curveball one after another. And this being one of those big curveballs that most people didn't expect, the 50 of Tim Courting rejoining the fold. One of your truck champions. Tim Courting definitely... Whoa, the 18 must have made a pit stop, and you can see the huge difference on tires as that 18 with fresh tires blows by your leader. These guys at the lead might have to come back down pit road for tires before long if Chaz Chadwick, who was in the top 15, had to go down pit road for fresh tires. 4 seconds off the pace for your leaders. If we are continuing at the progression of 95 laps roughly, next round of pit stops should be in the window from about 185 to 200. And that's pretty interesting with Chadwick making the undercut here. That could throw him off strategy. Could be for the good, could be for the bad. We'll have to see how it pans out. One thing staying relevant at the front here, it seems like Atlee Weiss has the best car right now, at least in this current running. There we have another taker down pit road. Still showing the great fall off of the tires from our leaders. These closing speeds are getting very interesting as you've seen so many drivers rejoin the track with fresh tires, and they are blowing by the leaders here. The leaders are a full 5 seconds off their fast times, while these new drivers are running within 2 to 3 seconds of their fast time. One that's going to be interesting to see here is Chaz Chadwick and what kind of ground he's going to make up having those fresh tires. They look like Superman out there with the fresh tires blowing by everyone. Mr. Feelgoods, Superman, whatever you want to call it. 4 fresh Hoosiers on that number 18 car seems to be a huge difference here. And that in itself is a very impressive strategy as things pan out here. Who's going to have the winning strategy? Especially if we get another caution and Atlee Weiss has to come down pit road, and that 18 was able to gain all that momentum under green flag pit stops like this. Wow. Man, it's amazing that they're not wrecking the leaders as they blow by. So like I mentioned, the window anywhere from lap 185 to 200. That window has completely opened up. So we might see our leaders start to make pit stops here. There we go. Lap 187. We've got Atlee Weiss making his pit stop. Staying out, it's Tim Cording and Eli the Wolf. Wolf gets by Tim Cording. No way. And there we've got a caution here as green flag pit stops were happening. No, it's the 18 of Chaz Chadwick, who we were just hyping up. He was running it just a little too hard. It looks like he suffered a blown engine. That was, oh, wow. We get yet another curveball in the race here. I don't see anything that says the number 18. That Honda just expired. Oh, right there. 72% damage. So our second caution of the night comes on the 18 blowing her up as they're running green flag pit stops here tonight. He's trying to get out of the way, but unfortunately, coming back down the track, he collects 34 of Tristan Reams, where Tristan really had nothing to do with that. So another bizarre occurrence here tonight. That's gonna, I think, put Tim Cording, holy cow, Adam Gerber-Forian as your current leader. I'm gonna have to do some wave around work here. Try and get more people on the lead lap. Yeah, 18 and the 34 out of the race due to that accident. Alrighty, so we should be all sorted for the restart here tonight in this second caution of the race. It's going to be Adam Gerbeforian and Eli the Wolf leading them to the restart here. The lights are off on the pace car. We're backed up to 16 cars on the lead lap here. 17th through 21st, 1 lap down. 22nd on back, 2 laps down, and more. It's Adam Gerbeforian and Eli the Wolf leading them to the restart here on lap 196. It's Eli Wolf with the early jump to the lead. 3 wide for position here as Ewan What Army is in the middle of a hornet's nest. Adam Gerbeforian as well as Atlee Weiss now in that exact same scenario. A very tight hornet's nest. Oh, almost 4 wide here. 3 wide down the middle. Kellen Relic. Adam Gerbeforian unfortunately not able to hold his own at the front of the field. 3 wide by 3 wide. Luckily, we have not wrecked yet, but it is a wreck waiting to happen here in the mid-pack. Lewis Trost, amazingly, with that rear bumper folded in like that, running in the top 5 here on this restart. We've seen some drivers with tore up vehicles almost as bad as that win races this season. So keep your eyes peeled on that 29. Lucas Holmes in 3rd, Tim Cording in 2nd, but it's all Eli the Wolf at the front of the field right now. This race has seen it all so far, folks. We've seen the leader wreck out. We've seen a blown engine from a competitor, and over the duration, we've seen 3 different dominant leaders at the front of the field. As the laps continue to click down here tonight at Iowa, got to keep in mind that points battle, obviously, as it's always a relevant note to keep your eyes on. Al Bunch shouldn't have anything to worry about, especially since Nate Newman wrecked out and even Chaz Chadwick blowing up. The next in line in the point standings is 243 points back. That is Jacob Shangle in 4th and Atlee Weiss in 5th. So ultimately what this is going to do is going to allow those other competitors to start to close the gap. Atlee Weiss and his 280 point deficit, and Jacob Shangle in his 243 point deficit, they can start to catch up to Al Bunch when he has bad days like tonight. 64 is in 19th, 1 lap down, and then Atlee Weiss, after leading that second stint, gets trapped back in traffic. And without the fresh air in front of him, struggling a little bit here. Currently sitting in 8th, but he's got his work cut out for him, trying to catch back up to the lead. Do have to imagine one more round of pit stops here tonight before it's all said and done. 350 laps, we'll see that window open back up around lap 288 to 295. This is actually the first time tonight we've seen Eli the Wolf out front dominantly leading. And Tim Cording a little bit further off the pace, but he could start to close that gap. Ewan, what Army, the surprise on this stint moving through the field? So we've seen a surprise runner in each stint following the caution flag. Last stint it was Chris Harvey. This stint it's Ewan What Army. As Chris Harvey looks like he's started to fade. Lewis Trost in 5th, Kellen Relic 6th, Atlee Weiss starting to make a move. There we go. Chris Harvey currently in 14th. Adam Gerber for you, and it looks like he got roughed up a little bit. We saw him dropping like a rock from the beginning. Let's see where the contact might have came. Okay, he's towards the back of the field now. He's racing there with the 43 of Taden Berggren. Not saying it's Taden. It could be someone else that does it. Makes the passover maneuver on the 43 of Taden. And Taden, oh, he roughs him up good. I don't know if there was beef involved there or what caused that to happen. No caution waves, as you do have a car sideways on track there. But Taden Berggren just uses up the rookie there, puts him into the wall. Almost feels like it did a little bit more damage to the 43 of Berggren than it did the 69 of Forian there. Now, AGF falling backwards still, losing a lap and losing positions. Eli the Wolf now dealing with some more lap traffic. So, new race on the circuit, and potentially even a new winner could be on tap here tonight. Still, a lot can happen though, with just a little over 100 laps to go, at 108 laps remaining in the race here tonight. But this stint looking a lot more dominant than the last couple stints. Last stint we had about a 3-car battle between 3 drivers. This stint, not so much. It's pretty much kind of Sunday cruise out front for Eli the Wolf. Those lap times really are starting to fall off here, though, as he's turning 3 seconds slower laps in front of the field. As we might see more takers make that early pit stop. This time it would be the last pit stop. And who knows if we can make it through without another caution, whether or not someone that makes the early pit stop could get an advantage out of it. The only reason we haven't seen the advantages pay off is because we get a caution during the green flag pit stops, and we don't get to see it pan out the way that it could pan out. You and What Army starting to close the gap up here on Tim Cording just a little bit. Tim Cording not doing very much to close the gap on the 94 of Eli the Wolf. They're turning comparable times there between the two of them. You and What Army really starting to close the gap up here on Tim Cording. as Tim Cording has still continued to lose traction to the leader of Eli the Wolf. We're inside of 100 laps to go, 98 laps remaining here tonight at Iowa. Atlee Weiss is probably hoping for another caution before green flag pit stop so that he can start to cycle back up to the front. I do imagine that 19 has a little bit more in the tank if he can only get some clear track to run with it. Eli the Wolf, though, currently holds your fastest lap here tonight, so he gets another fast lap record here and leads the way, so he's just got to figure out a way to close it up here tonight. This will be quite the feat, as Eli the Wolf currently resides in the ARCA series, runs in the trucks, and hasn't even made it to Bridge to Cup yet. He has not won a race in ARCA. He has not won a race in trucks. Yet he's out here leading with under 100 laps to go in a Cup race and could potentially make his first career win bigger than most. Don't want to count the chickens before they've hatched, but definitely looking strong here tonight, and he's going to be a contender before you know it. He's going to be in this series for the long haul someday. Maybe sooner than later, who knows? As I mentioned, that pit window going to open up around lap 285 to probably about 300. So we're about 25 laps away here before majority of the field starts to make their pit stops. We're starting to see some of these folks make the early pit stops. And as long as this race goes caution-free for the closing laps, that could be a huge advantage. Eli the Wolf running 4 seconds 4 seconds slower than some of these drivers now exiting pit road, who are going to be turning pretty much fast lap times, and will be running about 4 seconds faster than your leaders. This gets to be the danger zone, though, because so many of these drivers turning these fast laps, it puts them in precarious positions to bring out a caution. So as long as everyone drives with their head screwed on right here, all they got to do is keep it green, and they might be able to rotate ahead of the leaders with this extra special strategy they got boiling. These guys at the backfield with nothing to lose, obviously they're going to try to roll the dice here. Might not be Vegas, but you can gamble in any state we race at for the most part. As our leaders continue to stay out here, they are going to be seeping and losing time. Uh-oh, Tim Cording got a little bit of contact somewhere. Was it maybe you and what army? I doubt it. Must have been, it could have been a one of your pitters that are rejoining the track after a pit stop. 43 of Taden Berggren. Berggren has been in contact avenue so many times here tonight. Dude, what is going on with Taden Berggren? Maybe the steam is boiling over and he's just having such a rough year that he's taking it out on anyone he can get his hands on. That was your second place driver getting roughed up by a lapper, the 43 of Taden Berggren. Twice here tonight, Taden has taken the attack to one of the other drivers. Eli the Wolf still leads right now. 4.5 second lead over You and What Army. 6 second lead over Tim Cording. And as things continue to stay green here, this is looking promising for the likes of Jacob Shangle and Kellen Relic, some of these guys that pitted early here, and they're blowing through your lead. Wow! There was not much room there to make that move. The one of What Army is way slowed up on the pace, and that was, you could not have slipped a piece of paper between them. And here we go with Eli the Wolf. Jacob Shangle makes just a brief touch there on the leader. Wow, wow, holy cow, that could be that could be a move for the win there, as you saw the 7 of Tyler Landa, the 87 of Kellen Relic blow by Jacob Shangle like time was standing still. This has just gotten real. As this race stays green, I think you're looking at your overall battle for the lead right here with the 87 of Kellen Relic and the 64 of Jacob Shangle. These two don't have to pit for the rest of the race. Your leaders still need to pit. That window at 280 kind of makes you wonder if your leaders think there might be a caution, but if this race stays green, we're going to see a strategy call for the ages here tonight. These three cars battling it out for position right now. Wait, I stand corrected. The one on the winning strategy and only would be Kellen Relic, as Jacob Shangle is trapped a lap down still and has to race even harder to get around the rest of the field. Kellen Relic back on the lead lap. I did not catch that until now, so the lap discrepancies is going to keep the 64 out of the mix, but definitely looking to better the overall finish here today for that 64 camp, as they are currently running laps around the field. This is I've never seen anything like this pan out at a short track before, where you've got so many varying strategies and the closing, the time, the differential, the closing gaps are just absurd. Atlee Weiss has already lost this race in my books. There's no way he's going to be able to pit and get back by Kellen Relic. Neither is Lucas Holmes. Kellen Relic's going to take the lead here. Your leaders must pit. This is taking way too long. Okay, so there we go. Tyler Shangle on that strategy. It's going to be Tyler Shangle and Kellen Relic duking it out for the win, as far as I can see, as they're about to get all the way around everyone on the lead lap, and they're going to race all the way to the lead with the fresh tires. Still no caution. This is going to be a heartbreaker for Eli the Wolf, who looked like he had a shot at getting the job done here today. Heartbreak for Atlee Weiss, who had put in some good lead lap run here today, and even Al Bunch. Heartbreak. Heartbreak and heartbreak. Okay, Eli the Wolf making his pit stop now. You don't want to necessarily count him out, as there's still going to be a little bit over 70 laps to go. And just like those that are out there right now turning quick laps, Eli the Wolf will be on fresher tires and could also find his way back up to the lead. Things are going to have to stay green here, though, which has not been the best of odds that they could stay green all the way to the finish, but it could still shake out that way. To the lead, it is now Kellen Relic over Tyler Shangle, as these two no longer need to make any pit stops in the race. Their lap times have started to depreciate a little bit. So now it's going to be up to Eli the Wolf to charge through the field with 80 laps to go. So now the tables start to turn a little bit, and Kellen Relic, Tyler Shangle, nearly on a lap of their own right now. They have started to fall off on lap times here. But those that have pitted last are going to be starting to turn their faster laps while their tires fall away from them. So let's keep our eyes peeled on the likes of Braden Varga, Atlee Weiss, and very specifically the 94, who's already gotten by the leaders once here. The 94 of Eli the Wolf is going to have to come all the way through the pack to get his lead back. Would you rather be on the south side and lead 50 or 60 of the closing laps before getting caught by the original leader, or would you rather be the guy hunting them down with the freshest tires, cleaning it out at the closing of the race? It's kind of a hard call here. You either got Eli the Wolf or Kellen Relic, and both strategies, very, very good strategies in their own fair, fair play here. Makes it very interesting as Eli the Wolf just now about to be 10 seconds away from the lead. And if you look, he's turning 22-1. Compare that up to our leaders, who have now fallen off to a 23.4. So they're going to be a steady 0.2 a second faster. At least Eli the Wolf should be every lap 0.2 a second faster than your leaders. There we've got a lot of movement going as they all blow around Kellen Relic, sitting on those old rubbers. Tyler Shangle in second. And here comes Eli the Wolf. This is what most would refer to as trying to steal a win. When the race has not gone your way, figuring out a way to be on the winning side of a strategy. That's exactly the game that Kellen Relic is playing here today. And perhaps maybe looking to try and ease the blow of having his teammate Al Bunch wreck out from the race win earlier here tonight. He's still got to hold off Tyler Shangle, specifically right now, as he holds the lead with 53 laps to go. But he's also going to have to keep the eyes in the back of his head peeled on the 94 of Eli the Wolf, who is hungry like the wolf to get this win here tonight. Instant classic. I must say the pit strategies I did not see panning out like this, but this gives us another wrinkle to any race that we host here at Iowa. The tire degradation is very, very harsh on these Hoosier tires, but that provides us with some excitement that you don't often see. This actually feels a lot like a Rockingham. We've run Rockingham before, and now sprinkle Iowa in there with the intense tire fall off. Makes for some exciting strategy calls, and man, I'm in love with this racetrack right now. This is a great race here tonight. Good way to cap off this week. And we could still see a very, very charming story to come out of this race tonight. Far from over. 49 laps, and it could be any one of these three drivers. Even though Eli the Wolf is 5th place, 1 lap down, he's going to be on average turning about 1.5 seconds quicker each lap. So you'll see that deficit start to close, as all the 94 needs to do is strategically work his way through all of the traffic. Real class act move there. He does not disrupt the leaders. He just drives by them, putting them in his rear view mirror. I don't think Tyler Landa is going to be much of a fight here. Eli the Wolf with a little bit of adversity facing the 7 of Tyler Landa, but he's going to blow by that 7 car with his sights set on the grand trophy of the night. He is now 20 seconds off the lead. This, honestly, it's going to pan out to be almost perfect for Eli Wolf to close this gap right about the last lap of the race here tonight. And I don't know how that this was going to pan out this perfectly, but Eli the Wolf, with all the strategies working against him here, seems to have found the right call. The pit stops, the crew chief. I mean, a lot of things had to go his way. He needed it to stay green at this last half of the race, and it did. It stayed green so far, and it continues to stay green as he knocks off another second from the lead. Kellen Relic still net gaining a huge gain here tonight. What was looking like probably a top 10 finish, he's probably still going to come home with a top 5 out of the whole race here tonight. Even the 64 of Jacob Shangle gets a top 10 if he stays the way he's going. Much improved from a top 20. Still going to be interesting to look into what the heck was going on with Taden Bergeron and why he was trying to take out every driver on track here tonight. Eli knocks another couple seconds off as we're down to just 40 laps to go. Eli needs to work his way around this traffic. He cannot waste any of his time here dealing with the traffic that's going to be holding him up here. Down to 13.3 seconds now as he's caught up to 3rd place, Cam Jordan. This will be for position. This will move him from 4th into 3rd. Oh, the 64 of Jacob Shangle brings out the caution here tonight on lap 307. Wow, I was excited to see this pan out the way it did, but I think everyone needs to make a pit stop now. And ultimately, this kind of mixes it all up yet again. So, looks like Dalton Scott just drives through Jacob Shangle there, collecting both of them. So now we should be able to make to the finish here tonight without any more chaos. And as things always seem to do, it has shuffled back around to Eli the Wolf and Atlee Weiss leading. We get one standard restart with everyone on equal playing ground for what likely will be our last restart tonight. Here we go. Kellen Relic doesn't fall too far off the beaten path here as he's still in the top 5. Ewan What Army, Tyler Shangle, Atlee Weiss, Tyler Landa. And everyone gets one more fair stab at it here tonight, the way it should be often. It would have been nice to see it pan out the way that Eli was cruising through the field. But cautions tend to happen. And often when you've got so many cars on varying strategies like that, the speeds, the closing rates, it all gets kind of out of control. And that's where we got this last caution to bring out what could be our final restart here tonight. What Army now in the mix. He has not been fighting for the win until the closing laps here. So yet another pawn on the chessboard. What Army getting pushed up high here by Tyler Shangle. You got the Tyler choo-choo train moving in as you got Tyler Landa and Tyler Shangle pushing to the front here. What Army needs to lay out of the gas and get back in line here. Holy cow, Tyler Shangle shows up to the party. He ended up stealing the win at the Coke 600 away from the 94 of Eli the Wolf. Is he going to somehow manage to steal yet another win from this young rookie? You got two Tylers there. Tyler Landa never has won a race yet. What Army was your runner-up in the championship for 2023? And then a little bit further back, even the likes of Lucas Holmes, who we've seen, big hold up there from Tyler. The 77 had to slam on his brake there. Miscalculated a little bit on the closing gap, I'd assume. I'm not in the car, but I'm just watching. Tyler goes high. Tyler goes low. Cam Jordan now in the top 5. Tyler Landa getting interesting here for the lead. Eli the Wolf is under massive attack here from numerous drivers in the mix. That 69 is a lap down, but could really play spoiler here. Tyler Landa goes for the lead on Eli the Wolf. New leader rookie leading the field. Tyler Landa has not led very many laps in his rookie campaign this year, but this could be a catalyst for many things to come. He gets passed by Adam Gerberfori in the lap down car, but to no grand worry as he holds a pretty solid lead over Eli the Wolf right now. 24 laps remaining. And Tyler Landa has not led a single lap up until lap 324 there, where he took the lead in a demanding pass for the lead, taking it away from Eli the Wolf. Even with the severely damaged number 64, Jacob Schenkel still cruising through the field here. Braden Varga falling backwards a little bit. He's settled into 13th at the moment. Wow! There's another pass for position as Tyler Schenkel gets by Eli the Wolf. So this final restart has not been kind to that 94 car. This starts to show you that rookie picture. He's only been racing in this Cup Series for 3 starts now, and being able to put together the whole race, it's not for the faint of heart. And Eli the Wolf truly impressing everyone with his admirable racing skills. It's just one of those deals that, you know, a long race like these ones tend to knock some people down in the closing laps when that endurance starts to truly kick in. Your muscles fatiguing, your mind starting to skip a beat here and there. It's nothing to feel bad about. I mean, if he's still going to finish in the top 10 here tonight, that could be considered a tremendous victory, especially after nearly winning the Coke 600, coming here to, well, what looks like nearly winning here tonight at Iowa. We're going to see more from him, and we're going to see more from him very, very shortly in the next coming years. Maybe even sooner than that. So, but how about Tyler Landa here in the number 7 for that Toyota Schenkel Racing entry? Teammates with his sister Kara Schenkel. They were hoping to get some wins racked up with this team to establish a stronghold for the Schenkel name in Toyota camp. And Kara's had a bit of a rough start this year. That 21 car not running up to par. But Tyler Landa has led the points briefly in the early segment of the season, and it started to lose his consistency. But ultimately, what put him towards the top of the point standings has been that consistency. All he's got to do now is hold on for 25 more laps. And this will truly be a memorable win for Tyler Landa and everyone involved on that number 7 car. It's just so hard to keep up with what happened here tonight. Our first 90 laps of the race dominated by Al Bunch. Al Bunch gets collected in a wreck, and then it turns into Atlee Weiss taking the lead and doing a good job leading the second half. Followed by Eli the Wolf. And some weird timed cautions that have shaken things up for everyone involved. Put even Kellen Relic at the lead for a while. And then you got Tyler Landa, who has just been quietly sitting in the background. Has not shown a whole lot of strength here tonight, apart from what he's showing right now as the laps tick, tick, tick away. in the closing of this race here tonight. Officially down to 10 laps to go here. He could be our first rookie of 2024 to get a win, as most of our rookies this season, well, most of our wins have came from veterans of the league. Mentioning Al Bunch, Atlee Weiss, Tyler Shangle, John Roman, Kellen Relic. Those are all rookies. Okay, so yes, it'll be our second rookie since the 56 of Andre Stefan got a win this season on his rookie campaign. But even then, Tyler Landa being your second rookie to get a win is impressive. Eight laps remaining. And unless we have a caution that'll force me to enable green-white checkers, it's not looking like there's anyone that's got anything for Tyler Landa. 3-second lead over Tyler Shangle. You got a Tyler 1-2. Then you've got a Cam Jordan, Kellen Relic, and Ewan What Army top 5. Eli the Wolf, Atlee Weiss, Tim Cording, Jacob Shangle, and Lucas Holmes to round out your top 10. Well, Tyler Shangle is taking a couple bites out of the lead here, as he's only got 5 laps to do anything with it. Lap traffic could put in a little bit of a hassle here for Landa. As it is TS versus TL. Just 3 laps to go now. I don't think TL is going to catch the lap traffic. Two laps and a white flag. This could get a little bit more interesting than I'm giving it credit for. Still don't know if a pass is going to be executed, but Tyler Landa has officially caught lap traffic. Is Tyler Shangle, though, going to close a nearly 2.5-second lead? I highly doubt it. Flag staying green out there. No caution. Tyler Landa makes it by the 05 of Dalton Scott. It's going to be white flag waving this time by. White flag in the air. Next flag ends the race, as Tyler Shangle starts to catch up and is just not going to have enough time to close it up. The 7 of Tyler Landa roars around turn 4, comes onto the front stretch, and wins his first career race in the Sylvania Cup Series. And it's always nice to be an inaugural winner at a new track on the circuit. We will definitely come back to Iowa next year. This has been a pleasant race with some very fascinating strategies panning out. 350 laps is the sweet spot because we get this race done in right about 2.5 hours. Huge kudos to this racetrack for putting on such a great show tonight. Jacob Shangle gets all the way up to 6th. Eli the Wolf falls back to 8th. Tim Cording 7th. What Army with the top 5. Kellen Relic with the top 5. Braden Varga coming home 13th. Chris Harvey, your last car on the lead lap, in 14th. And there is your retirements and wrecks out of the race. No DQs tonight as everyone played nice and did not merit getting disqualified here. So that is 15 races in the books for the Sylvania Cup Series. And another new winner joins the fold. Well, congratulations to my brother-in-law, which is funny. My brother Tyler come home second, so it's the brotherly duo at the front of the field. My brother-in-law and blood brother finishing 1-2 here at Iowa. And Landa really did earn it here tonight. Putting on one hell of a pass there. That would have been the pass of the year in some books. But unfortunately, with the spoils of victor comes the agony of defeat for a lot. And Eli the Wolf can at least hang his hat high tonight that he put in his all yet again and just came up short. We're going to see him get a win before too long, whether it be in the Cup Series, ARCA, or even trucks. Al Bunch going to continue to hold that points lead and continue to find ways to get snake bitten. So that's a wrap tonight, folks. We had another exciting Sylvania Cup race here. Iowa was definitely one we won't forget anytime soon. Hopefully everyone else has a great weekend. Stay safe out there. And until next time, we'll see you for the next race. This is Jakester